Back at it.
Back at it again.
Back at it again. Coming to you again.
One more time.
One more time. Episode 2.
Hot Shot Part 2.
Hot Shots Part 2.
Dude.
All I remember from that is Charlie Sheen jumping off of a diving board.
I remember him looking like Rambo for most of it.
Yeah, something like that.
Wasn't it like Charlie Sheen with the red Rambo fucking thing on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking great.
But anyway, yeah, we're here for episode 2. We want to thank everybody who's listened so far and is just listening now. Remember, if our stuff's not up yet it's on Spotify now. You'll find it on the Handsome Devil podcast. Otherwise, it's going to be on Apple Podcasts very soon. It takes a million years to verify it. iHeartRadio, and as well as the videos, as you're probably watching right now, are going to be posted on our YouTube channel, which is Handsome Devil WI.
And as of this morning, Spotify does have it on there. So if you do listen to it mostly on Spotify, it's there. Episode 1.
Yeah.
The Handsome Devil podcast.
The Handsome Devil podcast.
The one and only, surprisingly.
Right.
I was shocked, actually, to learn that we were the only one called the Handsome Devil podcast. And it just worked out that way.
Yeah, it worked out. And
great.
And it'll continue to work out that way. So please subscribe.
Because we manifest that shit.
Subscribe, comment, like, share.
Smash that fucking like button.
Smash
into oblivion.
Patreon.com.
Whatever people say.
We don't have one of those, but people say that all the time.
Yeah, no Patreon.
Whatever, $5. Okay, here we go.
We do this shit for the love. Not for the money. Well, maybe, eventually.
Well, I do my regular job for the love and for the money as well.
And for the money.
Which,
But yeah, so I just want to say thank you to anybody who watched and feedback given and all that other stuff for the first episode. It was awesome. It was super fun. The just the support for it has been great. So thank you guys ahead of time. I don't know what I'm saying half the time.
I don't. Hopefully somebody out there will figure it out. So don't worry about it.
It's fine. We'll edit it in post. I don't know what that means, but
Postal Service.
The Postal Service. But anyway, so we're on to round 2. Fight.
Round 2. All right, Ray, I see you got a sheet of notes over there.
I do, because I originally made all my notes on my phone, and then I realized that I record with my phone, so I had to write them all down on a piece of paper.
When is the last time any of you guys wrote anything down with your hand?
My hand hurts.
And a pen.
And I didn't really even write that much.
If I try to write something down seriously, like because I type it or like
right.
draw it over, if I actually write out on a piece of paper like a letter, it's like 2 sentences. My hand hurts. Actually hurts.
My handwriting has actually gotten worse.
But
I thought it was bad when I was a kid. It's stayed the same since I was in 2nd grade. I'm not lying about
You write in all caps and no punctuation?
No, my dad did that.
Oh, okay.
My dad was doing that all the time.
Yeah,
everything was in giant, all capital letters, no punctuation except for like a period.
Mm.
And if I didn't do chores, it was exclamation pointed.
Oh.
Like, do the fucking chores, all in caps.
Now that I think about it, my dad did that a lot too. He underlined things twice. And
yes.
Often circled things.
That's how you knew you were fucked if you didn't do it.
Things.
Dude, my dad was the king of that shit. But anyway, so for episode number 2, we're kind of just going off the cuff. We kind of just have some different things we want to talk about, like different. Sometimes we'll have running bits and stuff like that we'll do with every episode. But other than that, it's kind of just grabbing stuff out of current events and just different things that we want to talk about and just kind of talking about it. So, do you got anything for round 1 of this?
Round 1, I do not, but I have my notes to counter some things that I know that you're going to bring up. So.
Oh, really?
So yes.
To counter things?
Okay. I didn't mean counter as in
full
like,
counter.
I meant like to discuss.
Like Meliodas in 7 Deadly Sins, like full counter.
Yes.
There you go.
Speaking of that,
there's some shit that you don't know.
7 Deadly Sins.
Deadly.
It is now. It is May, which means it is anime.
It is anime.
For all you fucking nerds.
You fucking weebs. Don't worry. So are we. It's fine.
We are too. So yes.
Oh,
let's get into it, Ray.
Where should I start?
Wherever you want. How about at the top of that list?
The top of the list?
The top of it.
Are you ready?
Or the bottom.
Like I said, I just write shit down and then I'm just going to talk about it.
Whatever you want to do, go for it.
I got a crazy story that maybe you didn't know about.
All right, let's hear it.
It's about Steve Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi. Is that how you? I never. Is it Buscemi? Buscemi?
I don't
Buscemi?
know if
Buscemi?
Buscemi.
Marge Bustier?
Oh my god.
I think it is Buscemi.
I think it's Buscemi.
Yeah,
I've
I
heard
think
it
you're
said multiple ways, but I think it's Buscemi. Most of the time, people say Buscemi.
Either way,
Anyway, that guy's a fucking hero.
wonderful actor. I love
Amazing
that dude and
actor.
pretty much everything he did, all the way back to being the dad of the neighbor in Pete and Pete way back. And
Oh my god,
He
what?
was who was
Holy
the,
shit! How did I forget
the
that?
girl Pete? The older Pete likes
Yeah.
the girl.
Yep.
Wendy? No, that's fucking the Wonder Years. Wendy Peppercorn. No,
That's Sandlot.
oh yeah, Wendy Peppercorn.
Wendy
Sandlot.
Peppercorn.
Winnie Cooper.
My darling lover
Winnie
girl.
Cooper. Loopy. That's the fucking
Loopy.
Winnie Cooper is the Wonder Years.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, whatever the girl's name is, and the older Pete, the dad is Steve
Dude,
Buscemi.
Pete and Pete was fucking awesome.
At the-
I loved that show.
And at the time, I thought he was old, but he's probably like 23.
Yeah, oh my god. I totally forgot he was in that actually.
Yeah.
But this has nothing to do with that. I just wanted to point out something that I found out the other day, which I thought was super cool.
All right.
Did you know that Steve Buscemi was a firefighter?
I did know that, and he was involved on when 9/11. He was.
Yeah, I just found that out the other day.
Yep.
Apparently he was a New York firefighter. He was in the 80s, I believe. I think it was the 80s or 90s.
You mean like before, like he got
Yeah.
famous for acting and stuff like
Like
that?
before he was an actor.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
thought
he was
like, did
he
it
was a
while
firefighter
in his
before he
career.
was an
Okay.
actor. He worked at a firehouse. I can't remember what number it was. But then somebody was saying like that he had actually gone to ground zero,
Mhm.
like right after 9/11, and was working like 12-hour shifts every day for weeks.
Yeah, and then like never talked about it or promoted it or
No.
anything because that's not what it's about.
Because he
Right.
literally just took it upon himself because he still lives in New York.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why it came up is, I don't know if you saw this, but this is a fucking current thing that just happened. Dude, he just got punched in the face on the streets of New York
by
some random guy. He was walking his dog. He stopped by like a building to shoot a text or something,
right.
and dude just walked up and clocked him for no reason.
Probably some stupid TikTok guy or something.
Yeah, because there's like a whole thing of this going on lately of like people just decking somebody and just walking the fuck away.
You know what's
Just
funny?
like how I decked my microphone just now.
Not that.
Not
that at all.
Not that. Steve Buscemi's a fucking hero.
Yeah.
But what's funny?
No, it's not that funny.
Oh, it's not that
I hate all those stupid videos where it's just a prank. I'm gonna watch me
Dude,
slap
people are
this guy or whatever.
asking
It's
for
like
it, dude.
you will get killed. Absolutely, it's gonna
Don't
happen.
do that shit. Don't mess with people's
If it's
life
one,
and
if it's like
happiness
one of your
over that.
boys and whatever,
Right.
sure, go for it. But some random guy, you don't know fucking what happened to his job 10 minutes ago. He could.
It's like the dumb pranks that people pull in like grocery stores, and then they're like, it's a prank, it's a prank. I'm like, that doesn't excuse you from getting punched in the face.
No, it doesn't. It
But-
doesn't.
Steve Buscemi though,
Yeah.
don't punch him in the face, cause like he still lives in fucking New York. He still hangs out in New York. He still is like a regular person in New York, and this dude punched him in the face, and just walked away.
Sweet.
And I was like, dude, what the fuck? I'm like, even if you didn't know who Steve Buscemi was, which who the fuck doesn't?
Yeah. Right.
What the fuck? Like, why? I don't get it. But no, that was the first thing on my list because I saw that today, or I saw that the other day, and I was like, I'm gonna bring that up. That's craziness.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, first of all, fuck that guy, whoever punched Steve Buscemi, and two, just don't do that in general. But anyway, but yeah, fucking that was the thing I fucking found out the other day. Pretty wild shit. What do you got?
What do I
You said
got?
you got counters, man.
I don't have a counter for.
You don't got a
Buscemi.
counter for Buscemi?
I don't have. Nothing.
Nobody does.
I got nothing for that one.
Steve fucking Buscemi.
No, so you can.
Well, I'm gonna go off on the next one then.
All right.
I got a question for you as a tattoo artist and as an artist in general. This would be a good conversation piece. So, how do you feel about AI generated art? Because I feel like that's a very hot button issue right now, and there's a lot of people out there that are like, "Fuck AI generated stuff. It's taking away from artists." Like, how do you feel about it?
Well, I guess I never really thought super much about it. I guess I guess as far as AI art goes, like if someone wants to buy something from you and you're like, I made this AI art and I put it in a poster frame, it's $500.
Right.
No, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life because
You didn't make it.
all you did was type words and then it just
Right.
generated a random thing and spit it out and you didn't do anything.
Right.
Now, if you were to do that and then maybe print that out or reference it and then actually paint it like by hand on something to
Right.
like copy what you did, sure. Hell yeah! I mean, you got to have skill to do that. It's the,
Oh,
the
you mean
same.
like almost like take it as like a reference?
Right,
and
right, yeah,
and
yeah,
actually
yeah.
do it?
Recreate it with like by hand or something, or
Yeah.
even digitally, but just digitally paint it over. I think that that's totally fine. It's now as far as the tattoo world, because there's always going to be a market for regular art, regular like stuff, and it's we're not at the level yet. We probably will be in our lifetimes, assuming we live to be like 80s or whatever the average
Right.
is. That art will get to the point where we can it can replicate like human emotion that goes into things. Because
Okay.
when I was I get when I was a lot younger before I got into like started looking into like art theory and like color theory and stuff like that, I always thought I don't understand all those paintings that are just like squares and lines and
Oh,
splatters.
like abstract art and stuff.
Right, not
Okay.
well, not just abstract, but just like why the fuck do people like I thought the only thing makes a good artist is art that's photorealistic, like super insanely.
Oh, like the
You
more
have to,
detail.
yeah, it has to be
Okay.
super detailed.
Yeah.
But then I realized you're missing the entire point.
Right.
That's kind of what photography is for.
Oh yeah.
So you
Fuck.
art is what you want it to be and what how it makes you feel, how it makes you whatever. You have a different reaction to different image, just like people have a different reaction to different kinds of music. Some people like this, some people don't like that.
Subjective.
Right,
Very subjective.
right. It was exactly. As far as AI art goes in the tattoo world, I see it as a time saver.
Okay.
Because and here's my thing, and my old mentor used to say this too. So I used to think digital drawing was the stupidest thing, and I was like, I want
Right.
nothing to do with it. Now I haven't touched a real piece of paper in I don't know how long, years.
Right.
And reason being is because I have all my tools with me. They're all right there. I don't have to worry about spilling tea or mug root beer all over my stuff and be like, "Yep, hours and hours of work
That's what
on."
makes your flash sheet legit if it has more coffee rings.
Right, right,
So.
right. So all that stuff, and I think that it's a tool that helps everything out. Because I mean, if you really want to go, well, why do you use a stencil printer? Why don't you just stencil it by hand?
Right.
You're just saving time.
Which is what they like when I was first started to get tattooed. That was
Right.
normal.
Yeah,
Like,
you
it
would.
was
And then
tracing everything.
yeah, one of my
Yeah.
friends would tell me he's like, "Yeah, you're lucky, in your generation you have printers and copiers and all that stuff and
Right.
we had to hand stencil everything out." So for you those that don't know, you would instead of printing out a stencil to put on your body for the tattoo, the artist would have to take their drawing, put it between a carbon sheet of paper and then retrace over all their line work and everything by hand. And then as one of my friends said, if you were like, okay, cool, I got it, and they were like, oh, can we resize that like an inch smaller? No,
Right.
because you had to go and redraw the
'Cause
entire thing.
Well, then I remember they'd have to would take the drawing,
Hmm.
copy it, but like resize it when they copied it,
Yeah,
and then do that. Like
yeah, you have to,
so
but you have to do it again. But then,
before there was like,
yeah, and if you hand drew that stencil, and even if they were the person getting the tattoo was like, yeah, I love it, it's great, put it on. Let's say you go and you're like, oh, butterfingers, and you drop the stencil on the floor. Well, now
Oh,
it's
yeah.
contaminated, and you got to
Can't
start
use it.
over. So there goes another hour of retracing the lines or whatever, how long it took you. So the way I see it is as another tool. So back to what I was saying about digital drawing is one, it wasn't accurate. There was always lagging, and it was like a half inch behind the cursor, and I hated it, and it was stupid.
Yeah.
And then my mentor used to tell me, who's ultra by the books back in the days, but I think change is good, but you're still manually doing it. So, yeah, a digital like a tablet can help you draw a perfect circle. Like you
Yeah.
can just draw a shitty one and tap your finger on the screen, and it'll perfectly make that circle for you.
Oh yeah.
Hold the line, and it'll make a straight line for you. That's great. But you take that stencil, you put it on someone's body, and if you can't tattoo a circle or a straight line, you're fucked. It doesn't matter.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
So as far as AI applies to tattooing, I don't really care. It doesn't bother me at all because even if you generate AI images all day and go, wow, he came up with the coolest, or he typed in the coolest prompts and it made the coolest AI images.
Right.
If you can't tattoo it, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Or it's useless. So
Now do you think that it's because I always see the debate online all the time where it's like AI versus like actual artistry. Um, do you think it's like, how do you feel about like one way or the other? Like people who actually do like real art or draw custom tattoos or like whatever they may do, like however they choose to tattoo. Do you think there's like do you think it's ruining the industry like some people think, or do you think it's kind of just like it is what it is? People just take it as it is.
You mean like do I think it's ruining industry as of someone
Do you think
going?
it's taking away from the people actually like draw and paint and use art mediums, actually put like pen to paper, or do you think that it's just kind of like a cool thing to look at, or do you think it's actually taken away from the industry?
I don't think so. I don't think so. No, because the people that actually really appreciate it and want to look at it and are willing to pay a person,
For sure.
500, 1,000, 2,000, like our homie Spencer,
Oh yeah.
that paints like real stuff. Um, that know it was done by hand, and you can see texture on the paper, you can see the brush strokes, you can all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's always going to be people that want the real deal. Like,
Oh
it can't
yeah.
be
Definitely.
replicated on a print. It's just not. It's not going to work out that way. So I don't think so. The only thing I would think it's taking away is, but even then, no. Now that I think about it, I don't really think it's taken away much at all, because even if someone comes in to you and goes, "I want a skull with the flower and a dagger and blah blah," type it in, it spits out an image for you.
It's still on you to
It's
tattoo
still
it.
on you to tattoo it. And
Okay.
just like handwriting, whether or not you give the exact same image to 5 different tattoo artists, they're all going to tattoo it. They're
Mhm.
all going to look slightly different, because
Oh, for
it's just
sure.
like one guy's lines are different. One girl's shading style might be different. They're totally going to be different. And that's what brings people to certain artists, is like, I like the way they do this. I like the way they do that.
Oh, for
So
sure.
I think,
I,
again,
I
I
think
just,
it's I think it's working in the benefit,
yeah, so do I.
honestly,
So do
because
I.
you're gonna see the clean and the polished and the cool AI generated stuff. Like mostly, I just really like the fact that there's AI generated like mix and match between
Yeah.
like I always see it on Facebook all the time where it's like if Dragon Ball Z was done in the style of Studio Ghibli.
Oh, right.
Where,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yep.
mean? I'm like, that's fucking cool, man. Like, yeah, people probably thought of that like way before, but that's super cool that there's like an AI generated thing because it kind of makes people think. You know what I mean? It makes you think. It makes you fantasize more. It makes you like imagination
I,
starts working.
I think
So
it's
I
cool.
think that's super.
Yeah,
I
I think
think
it's
that's
cool
just
to make a
sweet.
product. So you could say, AI in the form or art style of whatever,
Hmm.
or make a show of an old cartoon show that doesn't exist anymore, and have AI watch the whole series and have it make a new episode for you. You know what
Did
I
you,
mean? Like, that's sick.
dude?
So,
Okay, I'm laughing only because my brain went elsewhere. Did you ever fucking read the scripts that AI
oh,
writes?
dude, Batman
The
coupon for
watches.
expired parents.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes.
Yes. So if anybody doesn't know what this is, you can always just look it up. Go to Google and just type in AI writes script. There is a plethora
Super
of
funny.
these things, but one of them is my personal favorite. Is Batman? If you have the internet, you have your laptop,
Okay,
please look it
okay.
up.
I'll read
It's
it
the
verbatim
funniest
here.
fucking thing I've ever read in my life. But it's AI, a bot, watched or was it like watched like 10,000 hours of Batman and then wrote a script and it's it's the funniest fucking thing you'll ever read in your life. Other than like I think there was one about like Olive Garden or something like that.
I just remember them something about he punched. It says he punched a penguin into jail or something like that. Or ba- I gotta find.
The coupon for new parents.
Dude.
He is bat, he is man, he is orphan. I think was one of the lines. It's so good, dude. It's so good. I love those. So while Luke's looking it up, it's so fucking hilarious. But I like the AI stuff because I think that it's cool for people to see kind of the polished stuff because it kind of makes you
Dude.
appreciate. Did you find it?
Okay.
It makes them
this
appreciate the simple.
this is okay. This is just an excerpt from him. So apparently it was a something named Keaton Patty who forced a bot to watch over 1,000 hours of Batman movie and then asked the bot to write a Batman movie. Here's the first page. So for those of you that don't know, I'm pretty sure I've heard this talked about before, but if you haven't, this is hilarious. Batman International Traditional Batcave. Batman stands next to his Batmobile and uses his Bat computer. He's sometimes Bruce Wayne, sometimes Batman, all times orphan.
It's already good. The first line.
Batman says, This is now a safe city. I have punched a penguin into prison. Alfred, Batman's loyal battler, carries a tray of goth.
Battler?
Yes,
Butler?
battler carries a tray of goth ham. Alfred says, "Eat a dinner, Mattress Wayne." Not Mattress Wayne. An explosion explodes. The Joker and Two-Face enter the cave. Joker is a clown, but insane. Two-Face is a man, but attorney.
What attorney?
Batman says, "No, it is Two-Face and One-Face. They hate me for being a bat." Batman... Bat... Ba- Batman throws Alfred at Two-Face. Two-Face flips Alfred like a coin. Alfred lands heads up, which means Two-Face goes home.
Flips Alfred like a coin.
And then it is just you and I, the Joker, Batman versus Clown. Moral enemies.
Moral?
Not mortal.
Moral
Moral
enemies.
So it's stuff like that, which
Oh
is
my
awesome.
God. Finish it.
That's it.
That's
the
it?
first
Oh, the
excerpt-
fucking ending is
excerpt of the
so
first
good.
page.
The
Oh, wait
ending
a
of that,
minute.
I
Nope,
remember.
nope. Hold on. The Joker. I am such a freak. Society is bad. You drink water. I drink anarchy. Batman says, "I drink bats just like a bat would." Batman looks around for his parents, but they are still dead. this, 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 this,
Holy fuck, I'm crying.
this makes him have anger. He fires a bat rocket. The Joker deflects it with his sick sense of humor, a clowny power.
A clowny powder. Okay.
The Joker, I have never followed a rule. That is my rule. Do you follow? I don't. Batman, Alfred, give birth to Robin.
What?
Alfred begins the process since it is his job. The Joker now has a present in his hand. He juggles it to Batman. Happy birthday. Happy Bat Day, Birthman. Batman opens the present since he's a good guy. It contains a coupon for parents, but it is expired. This is a Joker joke.
But it's expired.
Okay, that's the end. That's the end of the first. That's the first page.
Oh my God. It's a coupon for parents, but it's expired. This is a Joker
Sometimes
joke.
Bruce Wayne, all times orphan.
Those are the fucking best things in the world, dude. Oh my God. That's fucking. Oh man, that's so good. And that's what I'm talking about. Those things are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The fact that AI writes that and knows full well that that's not possible whatsoever.
Yeah,
Flips Alfred like coin.
flips Alfred like coin.
Like,
Brings him a goth ham
no, it is Two-Face and One-Face.
and one face.
God
Oh, but see,
damn.
I don't really see a problem with AI doing that stuff. Now, if it were to get, or when it gets better, and someone were to just type in words, it spits out a script and goes, "Here's a script," and then they make a movie and
Oh,
they go,
yeah.
"I get credited for writing it." No, absolutely not. You didn't do anything.
Oh yeah, then I mean,
But as a tool, like anything else, to aid
For
it,
sure.
aid in with your ideas, or to get the ball rolling, as it were. Sure, why not?
yeah, fuck it. Why not?
You know.
Well, because it's kind of like what I say. Like nothing's an original fucking take anymore.
No, every movie's been done or remade. Ideas.
Everything is a reference of a reference.
Right. Every musical artist in the world is influenced by somebody else.
Oh,
and so on and
absolutely.
so forth.
And that crosses genres too, like
Mhm.
over and over. I was just talking about that today. Whereas every type of music is always an influence of another form of music.
Mhm.
Because somebody was talking about, I was listening to metal today while I was cutting hair, and somebody was saying, like it's not really his cup of tea, and I was like, well, when you think about it, everything just boils down to the genre before it got heavy. So if it goes from like, metal took all of its influence from like rock took all of its influence from like jazz and blues and R&B and
Yeah, right.
everything all the way down. And if you look at it, like there's so many times where you have implements of like older genres and styles that just transfer into like what it is today, and everything is a fucking influence of an influence of an influence. So there's like, I don't know, I don't want to say there's no original thought, but there kind of isn't, unless you were completely, unless you were completely outcast like fucking Bubble Boy, and you had no clue of the outside world around you.
Mm.
Your only influence is you.
Right.
But other than that, you're influenced by everything. So
Mm-hmm.
it's almost impossible for everything to be an original thought.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. That was my.
Let me that makes me think. What about in the barbering world? Like, presumably there has to have been, at one point there was someone who came up with the high top fade, who came up with
Oh,
the
for
bald
sure.
fade, who came up with um, lining up a beard. Or that someone had to do it first
Oh,
at one
absolutely,
point.
absolutely.
How and those were created out of someone's mind. Like, what about this? What if I did this? This one might be cool.
Yeah,
How would it make you feel if hairstyles were generated by a machine?
Well, I guess I'd actually it kind of almost would be the same answer as you gave, because like whether it's an AI generated haircut or not, somebody has to cut it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but I think the only thing that it would translate to for barbering is the same thing I tell people when they come in with like, hey, I'm looking for this hairstyle. Hey, I'm looking to try this out or something like that. And I don't beat around the bush when it comes down to like if somebody can pull it off or not, because it'll be like, hey, I want to do this. It's like, well, that's not your hair texture. It's gonna turn out different. Or I'll be like, your hair doesn't flow that way.
Mm.
It's not me making an excuse for me can't not being able to cut it. It's the fact that like I'm gonna get as close to as I can,
Mm.
but not everybody can pull off every hairstyle that they see online.
Right.
And I think the problem that it comes along with is so many people Photoshop their shit and then put it on Instagram.
Yeah. That's.
And it creates this like insane, unrealistic standard
Mm.
for people looking for like, and some people come into the shops or whatever they do and they'll be like, oh, I want this. All right, that's cool. Let me tell you why that picture's fake. Like that's not how that works. Like,
Yeah. Right. Tattooing world is very similar.
yeah, you see like something on a filter and it looks like really vivid, and it's like that's not how that's gonna turn out.
No.
Like, there's so much of that stuff online that circulates, and I think I just do my best to like educate people. You know what I mean? That's all you can really do. And if somebody came in with like this, like, hey, look at this cool AI generated haircut, I'm like, I'll fucking give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
Like fucking
Yeah.
why not? I mean, I love cool like new shit all the time. Like, dude, come in with your fucking mullet comb over mohawk. I don't know. I don't give a shit. I'll try it. I don't give a fuck.
Sure.
It's fun. That shit's super fun to me. I love that stuff. I mean, I like doing like my fucking my daily regular stuff, but you give me like a cool project and I'm like, I'll fucking make it work somehow. We'll give it a shot. Why not? And if I don't, I learned something.
Mhm.
And so do you.
Right.
Like maybe it's a stupid haircut.
So so do you.
And so do you. But yeah, I mean, the barber world gets hit with that quite a bit because there's a lot of like I said, Photoshop, and then there's a lot of barbers, and I'm not bagging on people who do it. I don't care. There's a lot of people that use like enhancements, which is like a lot of people use it for like lineups where it's almost like that, like hair fibers, like spray, kind of brings out the corners and shit like that.
Oh, so it smooths it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like a lot of people's like lineups will be like a little sparse, right? So like every time you're like lining somebody up, sometimes their hairlines are sparse.
Mm-hmm.
And if you use like hair fibers, like enhancements, it really brings that corner out, makes it like really sharp looking. And it looks really great for pictures. It'll last a little while. Just don't go out in a rainy day and it won't run across your face. But
right.
it looks great for pictures. It looks great for like, throwing it up on the gram and stuff like that. It's good for events, like stuff like that. Everything has a time and a place. For the average Joe just going to work afterwards, maybe not. But if that guy wants it, I'm not going to fucking say no. I personally don't do enhancements, but I know a lot of barbers that do. And it's cool. I have to explain that to people though when they show me a picture and I'm like, okay, that's enhanced, and I don't have those, so it's gonna not turn out the same way.
But here's reality.
But here's reality, right? And I know there's a lot of barbers that hate on that type of shit too.
Mm.
They'll be like, oh, I'm not a fucking painter, man. I'm a fucking barber. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, I'm a barber too, but everybody likes different things. You know what I mean? And who am I to tell you that you're wrong for it?
Mm.
You know what I mean? I don't care. It's not my fucking hair.
That brings me into like the gatekeeping things.
Ah,
Right.
yes, gatekeeping.
Which is a thing that I mean I definitely probably do at some point, but at the same time, just have fun. Just enjoy what you want.
Oh,
Like
shit.
what you want. You don't have to watch every series, every episode, and own a hand painted cell of every frame of something to be like a fan. You can like what you want and be casual. It doesn't matter. You don't have to play all the Dark Souls games without any damage to be a true gamer. You know what I mean? You can.
Or you can be a filthy casual.
Right. You just have fun. Just have fun.
Have it fun. That brings me to another fucking point that I wanted to bring up today. You probably heard me bitching about it several times.
That's why I dropped it, because I did hear you bitching about it.
It's a great segue.
Okay.
So,
George Bush used one, fell and skinned his knee.
did he actually?
Segue, yeah.
A segue?
Yes, actual. Really
George Bush, like senior?
George W.
Or W.
W.
Who did 9/11?
He single-handedly.
That Steve Buscemi was part of.
Yep. Him
See
and
how
Steve
that comes
Buscemi.
full circle? I'm a genius.
He and Steve Buscemi did it.
He did. Things I didn't know were a conspiracy theory until right now.
You heard it here, folks.
All right, so now that we segued into George Bush, and also into gatekeeping,
Mhm.
I have had something on my mind for weeks now, and it is bugging the fucking shit out of me. And if anybody was here today, you'll know what it is. So one of the things that we're gonna do that I want to like touch on all the time is something that I love, and that is heavy metal music, alternative music, whatever you want to call it. Just some heavy shit, man. But the first thing I'm gonna fucking touch on, because I can't stand it, gatekeeping in music in general, not even just in metal, but just gatekeeping in general. Dude, I don't know why it has become so fucking. It's a topic now for some weird reason.
Mhm.
But gatekeeping in the metal scene, in like the punk scene, alternative scene, whatever you want to call it, just gatekeeping in general. People are like endorsing this idea.
That, like, you're not real enough unless A, B, and C.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, because so I think where it comes from is there is I feel like in the last couple years there's been a very large like insurgence of people finding out about like heavier music.
Mm.
Like I said, like in the first episode, like I go to a lot of shows. I try to go to as many of them I possibly can. Every time you go to new shows, every time you go to new states, every time you go to new venues, whatever it is, you always see new kids all the time, because you're never gonna see like the same group twice unless it's like the same local bands.
Mm.
And so you see all these new faces at these shows, and the one thing that I've noticed is like people online are bitching about it. And it's the weirdest thing ever to me, because when you say that out loud, right? Like you're mad about new people coming to shows. Like why?
I don't understand. Like, people coming to watch bands, they're mad
Like
about
coming
it.
to shows, like maybe like they hear about a couple bands that like some of the bigger bands like right now that people are really talking about, and that have come like just skyrocketed like in the last couple years. One of them being like Knocked Loose, for example, or Kubla Khan, or just like anything. Or if you go like heavier metal, stuff like that.
Like-
like
you're not allowed to like them unless you heard of them 10 years ago.
right.
Okay.
Or like people like kids like just going to shows and just finding out about this stuff,
Hmm.
and then going to shows and then being treated like you don't fucking belong here.
Yeah, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Right. And then people are gatekeeping the shit. It's like, oh, they call them the TikTok crowd. And I'm like, because they found out from TikTok? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Not instead of TikTok, you found out from your friend who used to show you in his garage or something,
Right.
or whatever.
And
What's the
I
difference?
just think that's a stupid fucking take.
It is. It's
I
very
think it's
stupid.
a really weird hill to die on, because we have such like information's at our fingertips at all time. I don't have to go to 10 fucking shows and talk to like 50 different people to hear about a band that I've never heard about before. I go on TikTok and suddenly like, hey, this band's a big fucking deal, and I'm hearing them on like repeat 100 times because it's the trending topic.
Mhm.
But what's cool about that is like you get all of these people coming to these shows. It's all these like brand new kids. They've never been to these fucking shows before. But what they're getting met with is like these gatekeepy fucking turds. They're fucking turds. They're turd humans. And
Yeah,
all they
right.
do is they treat people like shit that have never gone to these shows before, and act like they should know what the fuck they're doing because they're going to a show. Like, okay, here's my prime example. Like, my buddy Chris was in here today, and he said he went down to Madison, and he saw a band called Better Lovers and CU Space Cowboy. Fucking fantastic bands. They're super good. Better Lovers is like gaining popularity all the time. They also have all their members are from two other bands who have done stuff over the last like couple decades of music. He said he was there with one of his buddies. He said this kid was like, I'm really excited to see this band. I've never seen this band before. I heard about them over TikTok or I found them over like Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about them. I just really like their music. And the fucking dude next to him, completely unrelated to neither party, was like, "Oh, you don't know where this band comes from?" He's like, "You need to listen to this band and this band before you can come here." And Chris is like, "What?" And I even said the same, like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Like, that's the dumbest fucking shit to me. Because who is to fucking tell you, like, oh, you found this cool band you like and you don't know anything about them, but they're playing in your local city and you want to go? Cool. So what he ended up doing was what most people I feel should do. He looked over me and goes, "Hey man, you don't have to listen to those bands to be here. Just go in the pit and fucking wreck somebody. Have fun. Enjoy yourself." And he goes, "And if you do want to find out where this band comes from, check out," and they were talking about Better Lovers. And most of the members, or pretty much all the members, are from Every Time I Die and Dillinger Escape Plan. And he was like, check out these bands if you like them. Cool. If you don't, not your cup of tea, whatever, you'd like what they made now. You don't have to know where every member of that band fucking comes from, what school they graduated from, what fucking instrument they played in fucking health class.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever.
Instrument health class? Yeah.
Like, he played the fucking tambourine in band when he was 6.
Yeah.
Like, who fucking cares? Like, just let people enjoy shit. And, like, I went on this very large rant about this today, but I can't stand that shit, dude. I really can't. I think it's so fucking stupid that so many people are, like, almost like normalizing gatekeeping right now, because I think it's stupid. Like, all of these people come out and go to these fucking shows, but it's your job to educate them. If somebody doesn't know how to act in the pit, if somebody doesn't know how, like, it's like a, whatever, it's a hardcore show and people are hardcore dancing and somebody's push mosh and you're like, oh no, you know, like, hey, just chill, hang back, like, watch.
That's how you learn anything. You have to ask questions.
Yeah, you gotta ask
not
questions.
not everybody knows everything from the beginning.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So, and if you say like, "Oh, I always knew about that," oh, all right, omnipotent
Cool.
being. Okay,
Right.
great, good
I
for
don't.
you.
I fucking listen to metal constantly, but can I name the first 2 Suffocation albums? No, I can't, because I'm terrible with names. Like, I'm awful with it. Do I know that they're bangers? Abso-fucking-lutely. I just enjoy what I enjoy. There's certain bands I know a lot about. There's certain bands I just like and don't know shit about. But that doesn't make me less of a fucking fan. It doesn't make you be able to gatekeep me because I just don't know. Like, I just think that's fucking stupid. And I feel like metal and, like, alternative music and, like, the heavier the music is, the worse the people get with that type of shit. And I'm not saying everybody gatekeeps, but it seems like some of the worst ones are kind of around that area. I don't know how it is, like, because you went to, like, way more hip hop shows and you toured hip hop, like, with other acts and, like, performances and stuff like that. And I feel like there's a little bit in hip hop, but is there like an elitism there?
Yeah, there. I mean, in the hip hop world, for sure, there definitely is. Myself included, I used to be along the lines of, you know, if you didn't write graffiti, if you didn't scratch records, if you didn't freestyle battle, if you didn't break dance, you're not a real hip hop fan. You can't be.
So like the golden age of hip hop.
Right, which is dope. But at the same time, if you're a casual listener and you're like, I just like the beats, I don't know what the fuck they're saying. I don't care what they're saying. They could be going doop bop la li bi whatever, which is what most rap sounds like to me now. I mean, but at the same time, like, I don't like it. You know, I don't get it. I don't like it.
Right.
But I'm not gonna hate on that dude or that girl or whoever, that group, for fucking topping the charts, making $1 bajillion. Like, cool.
Right.
Cool. Like,
Hey,
I don't enjoy it, but if you like it, that's cool. So yeah, it's a lot of the same thing. Like, you had to do this, you had to be that, and
when you hear a lot of music, it sounds like this.
always,
Yeah,
boy, yeah. So just like what you like, and if you want to get, I think the problem is it's not knowing. The only problem that I would have is if someone who doesn't want to know or doesn't
like
care.
ignorance.
What's that?
Ignorance.
Ignorance, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you don't know something, that's fine. Let's help each other. Let's teach each other. That's great. But if you say I don't give a fuck about any of that stuff, whatever, then
That's one thing that I agree on.
that is just kind of silly.
You're right. I agree on that part because I think like even if I feel like people should remain students. If you truly like a genre and it's something that really pulls you in passionately, before dogging on some old shit, I think you need like you don't have to like it.
Hmm.
Like you don't have to like Tupac. You should. You don't have to, but
You should at least
you should respect
it, know where it comes from, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yes.
Absolutely.
100%.
And metal's like that, like so much where like a lot of the older sounding stuff really like people kind of dog on like the production value of metal now. There's some people out there, there's a very niche amount of people that get like they're like, "Oh, it's overproduced," or it sounds too clean. It kind of takes away from like the raw grittiness of it, which a lot of people really like because when death metal was first coming out, it was unpolished. It sounded rough, and there was a lot of black metal bands that were like, if it sounds terrible, we're recording it,
Mm.
and that's what people loved. Like, people loved that. Like, dude, we recorded this on like a tape player with like one blown speaker.
I mean,
And they did.
As far as like hip hop rap world goes, one of my favorite rappers of all time is a dude named Benefit, who
Okay.
his quality is horrible. He was like huge in the Napster days. For anybody out there that might remember Napster,
Oh damn.
his quality is horrible, but dude's amazing. His lyrics are amazing. His beats are amazing. Recording sounds like a fucking subway bathroom. I don't know, like that's horrible, but it's the shit. It's
Yeah,
good.
dude. And see, I think there's a lot of charm in like the old style of shit like that, and I love that stuff. Do I listen to it on the regular? No, because sometimes like the sound quality is really bad.
Mm.
I think a lot of it is like you don't have to listen to it if it's old. You don't have to, but you should know about it. Like if it's something that really truly you love, like you should know about it. Even if you'd never listened to it. Oh, that one snuck up on me. Even if you don't even if you don't ever listen to it, you should respect it. And I think, like there's a lot of people that are like, oh, fucking, I don't know. Example would be like the show I just went and saw down in Madison, Mamma Marth, Cannibal Corpse, Obituary, and Frozen Soul. You got a new band like Frozen Soul. I say new only because it's within like the last like 5 to 6 years
compared to the other ones that have been around forever.
Right, Cannibal Corpse is going on like 30 years old. Obituary's been doing it for like literally since like the inception of death metal, pretty much. They were one of the bands that put it on the map. If you go back and you listen to Obituary's like recordings now, and if you've never heard them, it sounds bad. It sounds bad. But you should at least respect them for what they did to pave the way for everything that you enjoy now. And I think that's the fucking best part about it is like you don't have to like it, but you should, fucking give it the old tip of the cap, And I think that's where a lot of people get really gatekeepy is they're like you have to fucking know about them and you have to like fucking boo 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 boo. And I'm like, even if they don't, then educate.
Right.
Stop fucking gatekeeping. Stop it. It's so pointless. It's the weirdest hill to die on. I will take that to my fucking grave.
Not everybody makes art for other artists. Not every musician makes music for other musicians. Not every chef makes food for other chefs. Some people just like the shit.
Like Raekwon, the chef.
Raekwon, the chef. If you don't like Wu-Tang, you're wrong. End of story.
Nope, it's not a debate.
Not a debate.
It's Wu-Tang forever.
You're wrong. Wrong.
This is a Wu-Tang household. That's it. So. Ooh. You had to breathe it out there. You're like, ooh, my Undertaker.
Sitting on a cold toilet seat.
Cold toilet seat season.
Being that it is May, and
it is May.
It is.
It's gonna be May.
Dude. If I never see that again, that would be great.
Yep.
Being that it is May, anime as it were.
Anime.
Anime, I noticed, is definitely a big thing that it has a lot of gatekeeping in it. And,
moving on up.
And stuff. So,
very much so.
I would consider myself, I like anime. Do I watch it time to time? Yes. Do I watch it? Do I binge watch it all the time? No. Sometimes
Oh.
do I? Yes. Do I really give a fuck who all the voice actors are and do I want to go get their autographs? I personally really don't care.
I
Ray
love
might. But point being is it doesn't matter. You don't need to know who wrote the first draft to enjoy a fucking show. You know, so
first draft. I have all the videos.
I have all their videos.
You don't even like wrestling.
Mm.
And yeah, for sure, anime is definitely like that. I think anytime that things grow in popularity, you have people that kind of get like tribal about it, which I think like goes hand in hand with like any other type of fandom, like metal, anime, stuff like that. But then we're talking about anime, but I feel like anytime that there's a growing popularity in something, people are like, "But you don't even."
You haven't read the original chapters that were only available in his desk drawer, never scanned on the internet. Yeah, all that dumb shit.
There's a pencil shaving
Yeah,
on the
who
left corner.
Fucking cares, dude.
No shit, just enjoy stuff, dude.
Uh,
I wish that was probably like that's probably going to be like the theme of the podcast in general. Just shut the fuck up and enjoy shit.
that's right.
It's gonna be the title, episode 2.
I mean,
Shut the
as
fuck up
far
and
as
enjoy
far
shit.
as my top 5
Ooh, yes.
anime stuff goes,
This was my challenge to Luke.
you
today.
can call. I mean, you can be like, "Oh, he's so casual." Good for you. Good for you. You know every anime in the world. Great. Good job.
I do.
Good job.
I don't.
Uh,
Pretty close. Pretty close.
for me, about a decade ago, I didn't care about anime. Didn't know anything about it. Didn't care.
Couple two tree.
Couple two tree. I knew about basically Dragon Ball, and that was it. And even then, I didn't like Dragon Ball. I just because I never actually sat and watched it and tried to gather the story. It was just guys screaming and turning blue, and I was just like, okay, I don't understand what's happening. You know, so that's all it was.
That's
you
all
know?
it is. What are you talking?
I mean, that is exactly what it is, but it's awesome. And so,
I'm gonna put a trigger warning on this because it's gonna make so many people mad,
but
and I don't care
now I'm a huge fan.
because we're all fans of different.
You know,
shit.
now I've seen pretty much everything.
Trigger
but-
warning. Fuck off.
But one thing that really got me into it now, which is ultra stock, everybody and their third cousin Al knows it, and that's good. And if it's the only anime you know, good for you. It doesn't matter.
What's that?
Death Note.
Fuck yeah.
Death Note is phenomenal. I
Phenomenal.
remember I watched the whole series in one day because I got hooked on it. Because that's what made me realize that anime wasn't all just people yelling, turning blue, and boobs slapping you in the nostrils.
What else is there?
I mean that's cool too.
Thank you.
You know, but
Don't kink shame me.
so Death Note really brought me out, and I really enjoyed it. And it's those of you that don't know what it is, all one of you out there, it's a cat and mouse game between a really intelligent kid and a skilled detective. And there's a notebook where anytime he writes a name in that notebook, that person dies. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Whatever cause of death is specified. Otherwise, they just have a heart attack and die. So
That fucking anime is amazing.
it is.
The writing is so good. I remember we tried to explain this to you had a client in here like a couple months ago, and we were talking about anime, of course,
Mhm.
and she's like, I'm not really into anime, and I was like, well, I bet you I could find you something that you like, because there is
Oh yeah,
anime for
everything you
anybody
can think
now.
of, 100%.
And I'm like, well, what do you like? And she was like, well, I'm big into like true crime and stuff like that. And I was like, Death Note.
There's a billion
Death
detective animes out there too.
Oh,
Mm.
fuck yeah.
Mm.
Oh, God. What's why can't I think of it? The kid detective.
Conan,
Yes.
the little kid
Conan.
that's all. Yep.
Yes, that one's fucking dope.
Right.
Old school as fuck. I love that old animation style so
Yep.
much. Like,
Yep.
it's kind of the shit I grew up on. So, but I had a challenge to Luke today. Is that on your list?
It is. Death Note is on my list. Yes.
Oh, damn it!
Well, go ahead.
I was gonna.
mean,
I wanted to play games with Luke, and I wanted to ask him. I was trying to try to guess, and he was gonna try to guess my top 5 anime, and his top 5.
well, we can still do that. I mean, you know one, but so what? There's still
You probably know one of mine immediately.
obviously Berserk.
Berserk.
which is no contest.
Well, actually, I didn't have it on my list because the manga is a billion times better,
Mm.
and I think even
Oh, we're talking
even
only,
the
we're
even the
talking,
'90s anime
we're only
was
talking-
good, but not fully.
We're talking anime or film only, not
Anime or film.
okay.
Berserk was
alright.
not on my list
Okay.
because I feel like the manga is superior.
Mhm.
In a
From
lot of
I've read,
ways,
from what I've read,
But
yes,
yes. So obviously one of yours is Death Note.
Mhm.
Uh,
that's definitely the series.
we're gonna
that-
have little we're gonna edit this. We're gonna have like little numbers.
yeah.
Where
Yes.
I'm like, bing, I don't even know if we can add that as an effect, but
Probably. I don't know.
But-
Figure it out.
I got my list. So one of the ones I'm gonna guess. So obviously Death Note's one of yours.
Mhm.
I'm gonna take. If I got 4 more to guess, I'm gonna guess Akira.
Yes.
All right.
Akira, my favorite anime film of all time. Still.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Learning more about animation, the animation process makes me appreciate it more. The story's great. The art style is great.
Oh god. Dude,
just-
there's a reason why that movie is literally called a cinematic masterpiece. They've dubbed it a masterpiece.
1989. Go and watch it if you've never seen it. Akira or Akira, depending how
Akira.
gatekeepy you want to be.
Or a douche.
And
We're gonna call you douche keepers.
it's okay if you can't speak Japanese. You can like foreign things and not.
Not if you're the girl that sat next to us during the Demon Slayer movie.
Like,
But that
was a
long time ago.
Sure, one.
Sure, once. All right.
Yes, so that one's on
all right,
there.
So you got Death Note and Akira.
Yep.
I'm gonna guess Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball's not on there.
It's
no.
not.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Because I only recently just liked, not
Okay.
discovered, recently liked Dragon Ball. I never got into it then.
Okay, that's fair. Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer's not on the list either.
Really?
Mm.
Okay. Wow. All right. Ooh, you're gonna make me think.
That's
Ghost
top.
in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yes!
Absolutely, Ghost in the Shell. Ghost
So
in the
I
Shell.
thought what I do is become one of those deaf mutes.
Deaf mutes.
Deaf mutes.
Deaf mutes.
Deaf.
Daft Punk.
All right. So we got Death Note,
Death Note.
Akira,
Akira, Ghost in the
Ghost
Shell.
in the Shell.
hmm
Man.
For those that don't know,
Is Berserk on there?
it is not.
Okay.
I recently only heard about. I didn't even know Berserk existed until less than a year ago. So
Is that because of me?
yeah, probably. For those that don't know, quick recap: Ghost in the Shell is
Chef's kiss.
basically you've seen The Matrix. I know
Mhm.
you've seen The Matrix. Ghost in the
Didn't-
Shell is basically
Didn't they say that was a direct like
100%. There's a lot of
Yeah.
scenes taken from Ghost
from
in the
Ghost
Shell,
in the Shell?
and it's not. And they blatantly were like, "Yes, we ripped off a lot of scenes. We did a lot of that because it's awesome.
It's
And
amazing.
we wanted to bring it to more of a
So
mainstream
good.
audience." So Ghost in the Shell, cybernetic future world, cyborg human being type things. What the whole philosophical? What is a human
the fucking
being?
plugs in the back.
Yeah. What is consciousness? What is really human? What's really machine? Kind of
We live in a
duality
simulation.
kind of thing. Yes. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But I recommend just the original Ghost in the Shell. There's a million movies and spin-offs, but
Ooh, yeah, fucking for real. See that
yep,
shit.
yep.
I'm gonna guess. Damn, you're gonna make me think about this.
I don't know. I don't really talk about the other two a lot, but they're on my list for. Well, they're excellent, but just because of personal reasons, I guess, like where I was at the time,
Okay.
and like what.
One Punch Man.
No,
Really?
that is not on there, but that should be.
No fucking way.
That should be.
One Punch Man's not on that.
It's
With how
not.
fucking much you love that.
Yeah, it should.
Damn.
It should be.
Oh, fuck.
That's top 10 for sure, though.
Oh man. All right. Pokemon?
Well, no, but Pokemon is
It gets honorable mention.
Pokemon is like one of the best things ever, but at the same time, it is an anime, 100%. I'm not gonna say it's not. It is,
It is.
100,000%.
It is.
But it's Pokemon. That's like, it's just like its own thing.
That's true. Man, you're making this hard. Your list is gonna be way harder than mine, I think.
Yeah, I have guesses for yours, but
Oh man.
I don't know if you're gonna get the other two. I'll give you a couple more guesses. If not, we'll break them down.
Break it down. Fuck. Ooh, here I want a clue. Was it
Mm.
Was it anything on Toonami?
I don't think so. I don't think either of these.
Really?
No, I don't think so. One's a series and one's a film.
One's a film.
Yes.
Vampire Hunter D?
No, but top 10. That's top 10.
Ooh. To come to think of it, I should have put Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust on my
Yes.
list.
Yes.
What's a series? Oh man. Shit. Ninja Scroll?
Nope. That's top 10 though.
Fuck. I'm gonna get Studio Ghibli.
Yes, it's a film from said library. Yes. my personal,
Howls.
if I had to,
Howl's
no,
Moving
it's not
Castle.
Howls. If I had to give it my personal favorite one, it is.
Spirited Away.
It's not Spirited Away. No,
Totoro.
not Totoro either. No.
What the fuck am I missing? Shit. My brain stopped working. Prince Mononoke?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Prince Mononoke.
Princess Mononoke. The series, I'm not going to guess.
Yeah.
What is it?
Hunter x Hunter.
Really?
Yes.
Nice. That's a good series. Good series.
Princess Mononoke was probably the first full anime film I'd ever seen. I was at my friend Bobby's house, and he was like, "Dude, you have to watch this." And I was like, "What is it?"
So
like,
good.
It's an anime.
That was
really
actually that was my introduction to Studio Ghibli too.
I was probably in 11th grade, and he showed me it, and I was like, "This is the shit."
Yep, mine was freshman year. I rented it from Blockbuster.
Mm.
It was fantastic.
So yeah, there's ton. I mean, man, yeah, I don't even know, dude. If I had to boil down even top 10, top 15, whatever, it'd be tough. But
Right.
Death Note, Akira, Ghost in the Shell, Princess Mononoke, and Hunter or Hunter x Hunter, whatever you want to call it.
Oh no! Don't say Hunter x Hunter. People get so mad.
Okay, it's not good enough.
Yeah, I did hear that it's Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, I
pronounce the X.
right, but I wouldn't correct anybody. I'd just be
I
like,
love it because
whatever.
all the episodes are like whatever X whatever.
Yeah,
like
right.
on all the episode
right,
names.
like they're collaborating with each other.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
So I'm gonna guess.
so I got like 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're good.
before
So-
I gave up.
So Berserk, you said Berserk is not on yours.
Berserk
right?
is not on my list.
So I'm gonna have to go with Black Clover.
No.
Oh man.
My hint to him in the beginning of the day was everything's from the chest. So either it's nostalgic, or childhood based, or something that's like close to my heart.
Naruto, 100%.
Yep, absolutely. I have multiple Naruto tattoos.
Yeah.
So yeah, Naruto's on.
Well,
my
you
list.
you have a Black Clover one right there.
I do have a
too,
Black
right?
Clover one on my arm. So yeah, I have like fucking like 3 Naruto.
Well, if Naruto,
tattoos.
okay, well then Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball's on my
Actually,
list.
Let's say Z. Probably Z.
Dragon Ball, I just put Dragon Ball like as in like the whole series. But Z was like my Dragon Ball Z was like my I was watching it before I knew it was even called anime.
Mm-hmm.
Like
You were just like, "That's there's a cartoon I like." or
yeah.
whatever,
Yeah, the
drawings.
reason the way I found out that I liked anime, which is the stupidest fucking story ever, was I just moved to Appleton and I don't remember who I was talking to, but they were like, "Oh, what do you like?" And I was like, I watch like Pokemon and like I really like fucking Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh and shit like that. And this dude's like, "Oh, you like anime?" And I go, "No." He goes,
I don't know what that is.
I'm like, "No," because in my head, the only thing I knew anime to be was like fucking porn.
Oh, like hentai.
Like hentai.
You're right, and you didn't know the difference.
I didn't know the
right,
difference.
Right.
So that's what I thought anime was.
Right,
Where I'm
right.
like, "No," and they're like, they're like, "Oh no, like that's the stuff you just told us that's anime." And I'm like, "No, it's not." Like, yes, it is.
It is
And they're
not.
like, they're like, I'm like, "What makes it anime?" He goes, "It's from Japan." I go, "So?" And they're like, "That's anime." And I was like,
which is the
"That's the only prerequisite?" And they're like,
Yeah,
"Yeah." I'm
yeah,
like, "Oh,
it's
okay.
just
Well,
an
then, yeah, I guess
umbrella-
I like anime."
umbrella term for animation.
Animation.
That's
Yeah,
it.
and I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah, I guess I like anime then."
And you're right.
And then they blew the fucking my mind when they were like, "Oh, so you like Pokemon?" And I'm like,
Well,
"Just
I mean,
from Japan."
if you don't
It's like, "Oh,
like
shit."
Pokemon, you're wrong.
Right, exactly.
So, so what do we got?
So
Naruto,
what you
Dragon
said-
Ball,
Naruto and Dragon Ball, which are both on my list.
uh huh.
So 2.
Pokemon, it's got to be on there.
Pokemon is not on there.
But I mean, Pokemon is its own.
I just don't even think of it as anime.
No, because it's its own world. Pokemon is like every possible corner
It's
of every
become-
product, everything
It's
ever.
become like almost more American than Japanese.
Yeah,
Kinda.
yeah. Oh,
we
boy.
we do have a matching one on that list.
Ghost in the Shell then for sure.
Nope.
No,
No.
Akira.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Akira was the first. That was the first anime movie that I saw. Like the first anime that I saw that just immediately hooked me.
Mm.
Like I feel like I credit Dragon Ball Z into like reeling me in. Akira was just one of those like blow the fucking doors off the hinges. Like check this shit out. And you're like, you can animate this? This is fucking outrageous. What did they find? Like 20 new fucking colors?
So, I don't know.
They were literally making this movie and created new colors.
Like the mantis shrimp can
Like,
see.
don't get me started.
We're not going to go into the mantis shrimp.
Don't
thing,
get me
but
started.
Ask Ray about that sometime.
It's the
mantis
greatest
shrimp.
animal ever fucking created. Anyway. Now you got me all excited. Okay. So yeah, Akira,
Dragon
Dragon Ball, Naruto. You got 3.
And these other ones are Toonami.
Both of them, yeah. Either Toonami, yeah, both Toonami.
Just keep breathing.
Both of them are a series.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
No, but that's a good guess.
Oh.
I fucking love Yu Yu.
Fire truck. What are those red fire trucks?
I feel like one of these you'll definitely
I don't
not
know.
get.
I don't know
One of
because
them
I
you
wasn't.
should
I
get.
wasn't in the anime when Toonami was popular or was a thing even.
One of them is like
Reboot.
100 Metabots.
Reboot.
No, one of them is like.
Beetleborgs. Go.
One of them is like probably my favorite series of all time.
I got nothing, man. I really
Da-na-da-na-da-na-da-na-na-na.
didn't. Mortal Kombat.
No,
I didn't. Why didn't I?
the theme song is just called Tank.
Duh. Fuck Cowboy Bebop.
Yes,
Obviously. Duh.
Yes, Cowboy Bebop. Fucking goated forever.
25 episodes. I think that ever was.
24, 25.
Yeah.
I can't remember because the last 2 episodes are part 1 and part 2. So, dude, one of my buddies, Frank, said it like perfectly. He posted a picture of the vinyl soundtrack to Cowboy Bebop, which if you've one of the best parts about Cowboy Bebop is the fucking soundtrack. The music is amazing. But when I told him, I was like, dude, that's one of my favorite animes of all time. He goes, that's one of my favorite pieces of art of all time.
Because everything involved.
Yeah, just everything. From the animation to the storyline to the music, which is such a driving force throughout the whole thing. Like half of the episodes are named after like some type of music. Like Heavy Metal Queen is on one of them. Mushroom Samba, which is a type of music. Like there's so many different versions, and there's so many different like things that they talk about. It's like an art form. It's a piece of art. Like the entire thing is just beautifully made. The colors are fucking outrageous. The storyline's great. Every character grabs you in some type of way. Everyone's got their own personality. Spike is he's the most perfect fucking main character ever. And dude, the last episode just made me cry. It's so fucking good.
That's also obviously where that band See You Space Cowboy got their name.
That's exactly where they got their name. See You Space Cowboy.
At the end of every episode.
See You Space Cowboy.
Okay.
And I don't know if you're gonna be able to guess my last one, but I will tell you this. Here's my clue for you. This has so many fucking series. So many.
Like spin-offs of spin-offs?
Like spin-offs of spin-offs of spin-offs.
That there's a lot of anime that has spin-offs of spin-offs, though.
It's the same 2 words, and then they just keep adding a third word to this, and then it's the same fucking series. I don't know if you guess this before Luke does, or I tell you, leave a comment. Be honest. Don't be a dick.
Don't be. Well, I was gonna say Naruto because that's got 1,000, but
Technically only 2.
yeah, and Shippuden and Boruto.
Yep.
Toonami era again.
I'll give you Toonami era. I'll give you a hint. It is. They just deconstructed the display of it in Japan in March.
Oh man, you were just talking about this.
I was. It was the Blank Factory. Like a life-sized version of it.
Well, it's not One Piece, obviously.
No.
Fuck.
Massive. This thing was like 20 meters tall.
Gundam.
Gundam Wing.
Gundam. Yeah. Okay.
So good. Gundam Wing. That was my kind of like my my wild card that I knew you weren't gonna.
The only speaking of, I've never been into mech stuff. I don't know. I've never watched.
That's
Gundam,
what got me into mech stuff.
Never watched Gundam, but I've seen Evangelion, which
dude, fantastic.
Is
goated.
Zany on its own right, but it's good.
100% good. Even if you never watched it, it's goated. It's so
good.
fucking good. I don't think there's anybody who's an anime fan who doesn't know at least what Evangelion is.
Oh yeah, you have
But
to.
no, but Gundam Wing, like fucking that blew my mind as a kid because I was always like a Transformers kid,
Mm.
and then someone's like, dude, there's these mechs and people go in them
And they
and they pew pew pew
and they fight things.
the other mechs,
Oh my
and then
gosh.
God, they do the pew pews and the slashy slash with the sword, and then shit blows up, and I'm like, this is the coolest fucking thing ever. And the fact that like you could, it was like Transformers but like on steroids.
So many right angles.
So many
Triangles everywhere.
fucking protractors everywhere. But it was fucking awesome because every fucking Gundam was different. Everything had super cool like weapons and shit like that. And I was like, this is great. This is great. And then they had Heavy Arms Gundam, which is the most American Gundam I've ever seen because there's just guns
Yep.
everywhere on it. So it was fucking awesome. So I genuinely that was easily on my top 5 because that's what really, man, that was such a cool fucking anime.
Well, there's novels too. Mm.
Oh yeah, there's
Interesting.
novels. There's fucking I don't know how many offshoots because like there was like G Gundam, Gundam Wing, MS 8th Team. There was fucking mobile or was it Gundam? Was it Gundam Unicorn? There was Blood
Unicorn.
Orphans. There was fucking you name it.
Wow, regular Mobile Suit Gundam or just Mobile Suit Gundam Wing?
Yeah,
Only
Mobile
had
Suit Gundam, the original.
49 episodes. I thought it was way longer than that.
Yeah, the original series.
Hmm.
Yeah, fucking that was the old before Gundams could fly. It would just like launch off of like this like giant launcher like aircraft, and then it would just fight on the land, and that's all it was. And that was like the original Gundam. And then like now they just fly and do wacky zany shit. all over the
Wacky
fucking
zany shit.
place. But yeah, that's my top 5, man. Akira, Cowboy Bebop, Dragon Ball, Naruto, and Gundam Wing. These are just my top 5, just my personal top 5. I'm not saying these are the best of all time, because that's a different fucking debate altogether.
Yeah, you could debate like best animation versus best
God.
soundtrack versus best voice acting versus.
Yeah.
There's art style.
Jesus Christ.
There's
Like what was better dubbed into it from Japan to like Japanese to English.
Right,
It was
right.
whatever. What got the most awards or like whatever. But I would say, that's definitely my top 5. Honorable mention because it was the first time I ever was really like jaw dropped floor,
Mm.
Honorable mention would probably either be Death Note because that was like holy shit, or Fist of the North Star.
Oh shit! I forgot about that series. Totally forgot that existed, and it's
Dude.
hilarious.
Fucking amazing.
Pads exploding and punches everywhere.
Dude. Ken is like one of the coolest fucking main characters ever. Yeah, exactly. Punch a dude in the fucking head and watch his head explode.
Actual.
And then rationalize it because you hit a pressure point
I watched a compilation of someone.
of heads blowing up.
No, of
Oh.
him ripping his shirt off or his shirt exploding.
Oh yeah, where it
And
just
then
goes,
yeah, and then like getting in the fight, killing 100 people, and then his shirt's back on. It's fine.
yes, the flub.
Yeah.
Just
Stuff like
the
that.
Fucking,
Stuff like that.
fucking hulks out. But it's kind of all I got on my list.
Yeah,
And
me too.
we're,
Me too.
We're over an hour.
We're
now.
over an hour right now, so don't want to
So
lose
let's leave
attention.
Let's leave stuff to imagination.
Leave stuff to imagination.
So what I think we should end with is put your top 5 anime in the comments, and then hit the subscribe button while you're at it, because when we get to 100 subscribers, we're gonna have a drawing,
Hmm.
and I don't know what that drawing's gonna be for just yet, but we're gonna put something together
Yeah, we're gonna put every subscriber name in a hat
on
or
YouTube.
or a bin
On YouTube,
or something.
but
Line-
also follow us on all the platforms as well. I know that we'd said Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio. Hit the follow button. That way you can get updated every time that we upload a new album. The whole album.
A new album.
New album. Fucking mixtape dropping soon.
Y'all ain't ready.
Y'all ain't ready.
Pew, pew.
Hold on. Yeah. But yeah, dude, hit it. Subscribe to it so you get notifications whenever we upload a new episode. Yeah, that would be fucking awesome. So that was my plug for that. But yeah, so do that. Get updated.
Get updated. Stay deep in the cut.
Deep in the
Deep.
cut. But I think that rounds off episode
Episode 2.
2. Episode 2 in the bags.
So keep listening. We'll have some more stuff going. But bottom line is just like what you like, enjoy it.
Exactly. If you could sum up anything,
have fun. Do whatever. Just have fun.
Yep. Absolutely. Bottom line, like what you like. Fuck everybody else. Don't let anybody else tell you that you can't like that shit. Fuck them. Fuck them in their stupid asses.
Magnolia fan. Some guy that calls himself Magnolia
fan.
All right, y'all. Thanks again for listening. If you enjoyed something on this, cool. If not, that's fine too. There'll be more.
If you didn't like it, I don't know. Leave a comment about how you didn't like it.
Yeah.
Either way, it's an engagement, and we win. You engage the post.
That's right.
So
win-win. And maybe you'll start an argument with somebody, and you can argue back and forth.
There you go.
Sure, have fun.
Because why not? Argue on the internet. That's what all the cool people are doing.
Yeah, you'll win.
You'll win because, you're still going to walk away with your opinion, and they're going to walk away with theirs. So
that's right.
You win. But anyway, episode 2 in the bags. Thank you for joining us.
Later.
See y'all next week.